Thank you all for being here for our presentation. We're going to go over the total of our campaign with ImprovCity today. So this is a little bit about our team. I am Natalie Kalkanian. I was the campaign book manager and campaign schedule manager.
I'm Kayla. I was the client services coordinator.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chase. I was a student research planner.
And we all contributed to the social media strategy every week. So a little bit of background about ImprovCity. It's a comedy club owned by Devin Dugan that has been in operation for 12 years and is located in Tustin, California. They offer a wide variety of shows that range from unrated to PG-13. Their shows are set apart from other comedy clubs in the area because they are improvisational and unscripted, which is not something that you see everywhere. They only have one local competitor. CBS Los Angeles hails them as the best improv club in Orange County. And so today we will be outlining how we researched, planned, and executed our comprehensive social media strategy to increase engagement with ImprovCity's social media accounts over the past semester. So I am going to go over our consultation right now. We had an initial consultation with Mr. Dugan where we addressed the aim of our campaign for his company. He expressed interest in a social media campaign that would highlight the professionalism of his performers as well as distinguish the improvisational nature of his shows. We also decided that we would have 3 deliverables ready each week, one for each social media platform ImprovCity uses. From our consultation, we determined that our social media plan would have 3 main goals: raise awareness about ImprovCity's shows and classes, enhance ImprovCity's social media presence with more frequent and engaging posts, and create more opportunities to interact with ImprovCity's audiences. So I'm going to pass it to Kayla now. She's going to go over ImprovCity's social media previously and how we changed our layout for them.
So as you can see on this slide, these are some examples of typical posts that you would be able to find on ImprovCity's Instagram page. Instagram proves to be the platform that is used the most for Mr. Dugan. However, Twitter and Facebook are platforms that he occasionally uses as well. So we did create posts for all 3 of those platforms. These posts do serve to be as great reminders of the shows. They also demonstrate what an average night at ImprovCity would look like. So we thought both of those things were awesome. We loved what Mr. Dugan was doing, but we wanted to create social media posts that were more engaging and more audience involving by creating polls, asking open-ended questions, offering ticket giveaways, and more. We wanted to basically essentially create posts that were applicable for all platforms and a little bit different from what he was normally posting, such as showing what had already happened or just a plain show reminder. But we still wanted the post to remain true to ImprovCity's core. Unfortunately, we don't have any posts to screenshot of the difference between then and now because our ideas were accepted, but they were never posted. For the next slide, I will be passing it back to Natalie.
All right, so for the organizational structure and communications theory, we decided these because they're very valuable to know when addressing how best to promote ImprovCity. And so ImprovCity is a symbolically framed organization. It addresses people's needs for a sense of meaning and purpose in their work. The bedrock of what ImprovCity does is symbolic. It's a group of performers putting on a show for the enjoyment of other people. And the communications theory that best describes ImprovCity is a cultural approach to organizations. This theory states that employees create a shared reality based on the values of the company. And all of the people who participate and perform in the shows or classes at ImprovCity have a love for comedy and they love making people laugh. And this culture is what sets the tone for their shows and is a vital part of their organizational structure. Addressing these 2 questions helped us better understand the values of ImprovCity as a whole and how best to promote them while staying true to their brand. I'm going to pass it over to Chase for our SWOT analysis.
So starting off with our strengths, ImprovCity has a wide variety of classes for people interested in improv, such as Improv 101 for beginners, and classes such as Improv 201, 301, and 401, each getting more in-depth about learning and performing improvisational comedy. It also offers a wide variety of private event options and workshops for any occasion or workplace. It also has It also is a great improv club for general audiences, and it also caters to a wide variety of audiences. Improv City also has a strong professionally trained improv team, and it also offers open mic nights once a month, and it has very well-priced tickets ranging from $5 to $14 compared to clubs like the Brea Improv tickets ranging from $20 to $115 depending on the comedian and show dates. Moving on to weaknesses, one of the weaknesses includes the social media numbers in addition to its interaction on social media posts, its class participants as well. In addition to that, it's one of the weaknesses includes its visibility for their improv classes. Also, it has very infrequent social media posting. Also, Improv City lacks interactive posts, for example, like polls, quizzes, or giveaways, for example. Also, social media content is disjointed and lacks consistency across platforms. Moving on to opportunities. One of the opportunities includes showing people that they can get improvisational comedy training locally. Also, appealing to younger audiences interested in improv classes. Also showing the wide variety of classes available at Improv City, and also promoting well-priced and high-quality shows. In addition to creating a more structured social media plan to boost interaction and attendance at shows and classes. And then moving on to threats. One of the threats includes larger stand-up comedy clubs in the area, also big name comedians doing shows in the area, in addition to other clubs with larger social media following. And then moving on to our audience, publics, demographics, and psychographics. Improv City has a wide array of age groups consisting of younger Generation X's, millennials, and older Generation Z's, also with a large portion of their audience coming from younger customers. The slides below are the demographics of Tustin along with psychographics of key audiences for Improv City. The demographics include people under the age of 5 making up 7.1% of the population, also people under 18 making up 25.2% of the population, people 18 to 64 making up 57.4% of the population, people 65 and older making up 10.3% of the population, in addition to men taking up 49.6% of the population and women making up the other 50.4%. Some key psychographics include extroverted people, in addition to family-oriented, social, and creative people. And moving on to our key message and strategic goal statement. The key message of this campaign is to show why participating in the arts as a spectator or performer is important. Also, any intake or participation of performing arts can help to build confidence or even as much as improving writing and reading skills. Also, our team aimed to create social media content that would be published regularly in an effort to highlight the importance of participating in the arts while also increasing awareness about Improv City shows. By posting interactive content consistently, we sought to increase Improv City's social media engagement from new and existing followers. Now I'm going to pass it back off to Natalie.
All right, so for our tools, tactics, and resources, the main tools that we used while we were working on this campaign were social media platforms, which included Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We unfortunately didn't use them ourselves because our client did want to post everything on his own. So we didn't necessarily use them, but we used our knowledge of the sites to create engaging content. We also use Zoom to communicate between our team as well as with our client and make sure that all of our meetings were accessible to everyone. We also used the Google Suite, which was very important because it allowed us to work on all of our projects simultaneously while making sure everyone had an accurate and updated version of our document. And, we could all keep track and help each other out with anything that we might be struggling on. The main tactics that we used, we conducted a client consultation to determine the goals of our campaign. We developed a schedule for posting on social media. We gathered content for various social media platforms, as well as generating posts for our client to publish. We assessed the success of our campaign based on social media engagement, class enrollment, and ticket sales. The main resources we utilized during our campaign were our own labor, in addition to the Improv City website and a cache of digital media that was supplied by our client. The website was invaluable to creating posts because it allowed us to see anything that wasn't being promoted actively on social media. They have a lot of cool different niche shows that we didn't see a lot of word being spread about. So it was very good to have the website and be able to put that on social media where other different people might be able to access it. And so next I'm going to move on to our campaign calendar. Our campaign calendar did not change that much during the course of our project. The majority of the changes that we made were due to moving up deadlines on our deliverables, just making sure everything was ready for our presentation and that we were able to rehearse numerous times before presenting to our client. And then I am going to move on to our social media calendar. So our social media calendar served as the centerpiece of our campaign and allowed our team as well as the client to access all of our social media content. The calendar was set up with a weekly template that would be filled in with an attached piece of media as well as a caption. Our client was able to see the media we created and then mark it accepted or unaccepted. There was also a space for notes as to why the deliverable was not accepted. Unfortunately, we did not get any feedback on our post directly on this sheet because Devin was a little too busy to post our content, but we do think that the layout would have made it very easy for everyone to access and edit any things and make any necessary changes to our posts. And I am going to send it back over to Kayla.
Okay, so overall, our expectation for this campaign was to develop a relationship with more clients through social media and primarily use that platform for the relationship builder. We also wanted to alert the public that ImprovCity is not stand-up comedy and make that very clear. It is spontaneous ensemble theater. A lot of people would walk into ImprovCity and think it's going to be more of like a Kevin Hart style show or Chris Rock or something that they see a lot on Netflix, but ImprovCity is special and different in its own way, and it's not 100% like that. They have similar aspects, but it is not a stand-up comedy show. Our campaign success was determined by the following factors, which Natalie previously mentioned, but I will reiterate, is an improvement in ticket sales and class enrollment, an increase in followers, and more engagement on social media posts. So ImprovCity's previous follower numbers used to be, this should be flip. Oh yeah. ImprovCity's previous follower numbers used to be 1,511 on Instagram, 611 on Twitter, and 2,600 on Facebook. Whereas in December, it did increase. Instagram had 1,575, Twitter had 610, and Facebook had 2,697. So overall, there was a 4.2% follower increase on Instagram and a 3.7% increase of followers on Facebook. In the future, we believe that the two things ImprovCity should focus on the most would be the preparation of their social media content as well as the delivery of their content. As you saw in the last slide, there was not a change on Twitter. In fact, they lost one follower, but that platform was not used at all consistently throughout the duration of our campaign. Nothing was posted on it, so we can't really gather an accurate basis of how much better Twitter would have done, unfortunately. By being on a consistent schedule and having prepared, well thought out posts, it would help to keep ImprovCity social media fresh in people's minds. And it would also allow for it to serve as a reminder of show dates and times. So this would encourage people to book and reserve their classes and tickets in advance, but also by posting right before the class and show dates and times, it can help to fulfill any remaining seats and really get people in the door at the last minute, which is always what you would want to do. Posting in advance and a few hours are both important because it overall just increases the amount of people in the doors, which further increases the likelihood of others sharing their experience at ImprovCity to their friends, family, as well as on their social medias and getting the word out that way. We do think that it would be beneficial for Mr. Dugan to use all social media sites equally while not being too repetitive across this social media. And what we mean by this is just not posting the exact same thing on every single platform, making them a little bit different, rotating platforms, using certain ones each days of the week, because most likely everyone isn't following on all three platforms. So, or if they are, you don't want to make it repetitive and you're seeing the same thing over and over and then you lose followers. So since Mr. Dugan has a very busy schedule, as we have mentioned, We would recommend for him to use Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a very straightforward website. It's easy to use. The setup of social media posts is super simple and straightforward. By taking an hour or two out of the week, he can arrange social media posts for the whole week, and that will automatically post to his social accounts. So this way his social media is taken care of, ImprovCity is still growing, and then it will be one less thing for him to remember every day, because social media is really important, especially in this industry, to grow your brand. In conclusion, we believe that we would have seen more of, if we would have seen more of our content published, ImprovCity probably would have achieved greater growth than what was recorded in the 3-month span of our campaign. Our team is hopeful that if Mr. Dugan continues to post and engage, to post new and engaging content, then he will see more class enrollments, higher social media interaction, and he will also gain greater knowledge about his business as well as the surrounding communities. We're very grateful for the opportunity to work with Mr. Dugan, and throughout the campaign, he was super friendly and communicative while also allowing for us to explore our own creative method. While we were a little bit disappointed that nothing of ours got posted despite him saying it was great, we understand that he's busy and it's all good. We do hope that his experience with Practical Advantage Communications will help him to make a better informed decision for his social media strategy in the future. But overall, we wish Mr. Dugan and ImprovCity nothing but the best. Thank you, guys.